Alright guys, video suggestion from Don't Watch My Vid. How do parents know if their bloodline will continue? Because my mother wants her bloodline to continue, but none of her kids, including me, are going to continue this bloodline of having kids. Good question, man. And the answer is parents don't know if their kids are going to continue their bloodline. You know, I don't get why anyone would want to continue replicating the human species. Because at age 23, man, I've discovered that humans are a deeply dysfunctional and selfish species, and they only care about themselves, whether they admit it or they don't, whether they're honest or they're deceitful to you, or they deceive you, whether they're a truthful or they're a deceiver. Humans only care about themselves. They're a dysfunctional species. They're ruled by their emotions. They hate each other. They compete with each other. They kill each other. Sometimes they try and lift each other up and inspire each other, but a lot of the times it just ends in tragedy, or it ends in people falling out with each other, because that's just the way humans are. So I don't know if you can really trust anybody in this world. Obviously, some people are more trustworthy than others, but let's not get off topic. Parents don't know if their kids will continue their bloodline, because they can't force their kids to have grandkids, can they? Obviously, in a lot of cultures, that's praised if you have grandkids, like you're doing it for your parents. But that's just fucking wrong, obviously, from an antinatalist perspective. In those types of cultures that do that, primarily that's like Asian culture that I'm thinking of, right? Like India, like people in India are supposed to have grandkids when they're young to like please their parents. I'm pretty sure that's a stereotype, right? And that's just selfish for the parents, just continuing the cycle of mundane human existence. So many other anti-natalist channels have said this, and I'll say it again. Humans are not doing anything special on this planet. We're doing the same exact thing we've been doing since the beginning of humanity. Chasing needs and survival activities, trying to stay away from danger and just reproducing. We're not doing anything special. That's just changed over time. It's changed from fucking killing the woolly mammoth and getting food for the tribe into agriculture, into wage slavery. It's just changed, and it will probably change into something else if humanity goes on for long enough. But it's just changing, man. The type of slavery that humanity does to quote unquote better itself or better society. But we still have the same problems. Humans are still fucking savages, they're animals, They just have more self-awareness than animals. They have the ability to think. But do they use their thoughts for good? Not really. I mean, they can use it for creativity and to like give people information, and maybe make people's lives more fulfilling and give them a good distraction, good relief from this terrible existence. There's a lot of people that do that, like entertainers or comedians or singers. But that's just a distraction from the temporary boredom of life or the frustration or the suffering that you're going through. And it's a positive thing, but it's temporary. And then you're left with, what else are you left with when you're done listening to a good song or watching a good movie? You're left with your boring life a lot of the time, At least a lot of people have boring lives. I mean, that's up for your opinion. If you think your life is amazing, all power to you. But a lot of people have boring lives, because most people are going to be average in this world in a lot of ways, because that's just how it works out. But yeah, those good things in life, there's no reason to have kids just because you want them to experience the good things. I mean, yeah, they don't exist, so just leave them that way. They don't need to be existing. That's how you know that just parents are fucking selfish pricks, man. I fucking hate my fucking parents. Fucking selfish cunts. But anyway, yeah, man, parents don't know if their bloodline's going to continue after their kid, I mean, sometimes kids end up murdering their own parents, which is kind of funny to me, at least, But I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying you should not do that. But it's just funny to me. I'll leave that at that. But it's good that you and none of your siblings are gonna have kids. That's a great thing. The suffering of human existence ends with you. Because yeah, a lot of people, it's true, a lot of people enjoy their lives like at this moment, right? Because they have an optimism bias or they haven't been through trauma or whatever. But it doesn't mean they'll like their life forever. And it's really, this might be hurtful, like to some people, but it really doesn't matter if you like your life. Like those people that say they like their life, it really doesn't fucking matter, because who are you? You know, there's so much suffering on this planet, and you could turn into one of those people whose lives get dragged downhill, and you don't know what could happen. You know, you don't know what could happen, and either way, even if you have a good life to the end, to the very end, you know, even if you die in your sleep, you're still gonna go through things you don't want to go through, because you have to take care of your body, and you have to keep your mind, your mental health in check, you know? You have to maintain all these systems in the body, biological systems, and it's just a constant maintenance, you know? And a lot of people don't get tired of it, because we're programmed to not get tired of it, because if we did, we would just kill ourselves, you know? We wouldn't eat, and we wouldn't do all these things that our body has to do to function perfectly or as good as it can be, because the human body is a flawed piece of machinery, biological machinery. It's very flawed. It has to let stuff exit it every single day, frequently every single day. You know, it's not a 100% efficient machine. I don't think man has ever created, like, you know, an artificially, like, 100% efficient piece of machinery. Like, you know, even with like electric heaters, they give off some noise, right? Like that's not 100% efficient in terms of energy, and the human body is the same way. It's just a biological creation that we had nothing to do with. All humans do is know how to replicate that until the point where we get 8 billion plus humans on the planet, which is insane, you know? So I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, the point is, you know, like I said in the beginning, human beings are a deeply flawed and dysfunctional species, and they're fucking messed up in the head, and they cause suffering to each other, you know? And you can't guarantee whether, parents can't guarantee whether their grandkid or their kid is gonna not be a victim of suffering or be the cause of suffering in someone else's life, you know? So, yeah, I mean, having kids is just, like I said in one video, is irresponsible and totally unnecessary, man, you know? Yeah. I feel like I run out of steam in this video. I was fucking fired up in the beginning, but yeah, I mean, I wish I was never born. I know you wish you was never born. Don't watch my vid, right? Because this life is pointless, and we didn't need to be here. We're not here because we chose to be. We're here because we were forced to be here. That's why we're here, man. And we're going to be forced to do things every day that we don't want to do, even if it's as mundane as like going to the toilet, you know, at a bad time, because your body sends a signal to your brain that I have to get rid of something, you know? Because like I said, the body's not perfect. And yeah, the human body's flawed, but I would say the human psyche is more flawed in this world, because people love to hurt each other, you know, they're fucked up. But, I mean, humans are animals. They're savages. They just have the ability to fucking think. But like I said, they don't use their thoughts a lot of the time for good purposes, you know? A lot of the times it's just for selfishness, or it can be for evil acts that are going to cause suffering to somebody else, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I know how fucked up this entire world is. This world is a fucking... it's worse than hell, man. It's worse than Five Nights at Freddy's on steroids, you know? Five Nights at Freddy's plus Friday the 13th. This world is worse than that times a million. It is, you know, with all the evil shit that's going on in this world every single minute even, you know? And yes, good things are happening in this world, but good things are not guaranteed in somebody's life. Bad things are guaranteed. Doesn't matter how rich somebody is, or even if their parents have good genetics, they're still going to suffer and die, and it's pointless, you know? It's not necessary to be born and suffer and die. That's a pointless cycle. It's an unnecessary cycle. The cycle of life is a completely unnecessary cycle, you know? Every single person that was born, they didn't need to be here, you know? And a lot of people are pieces of shit in this world. Not everybody, but a lot of them, you know? And they just make the world a worse place. And the world was always a bad place. It's not like it was bad like in the past 5 years. It was always bad. There was always psychopaths and murderers and child rapists, you know? There was always all this bad shit. since the beginning of humanity, or since the beginning of sentient life, you could say. But I'm going to end this video and I'm going to end it here because I think I answered your question, man. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, whoever's listening, and thanks.